Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Family Wealth and Other Musings. I am your host, Becky Easton, and today is Monday, and so we're gonna do a little bit of meditation on your life. One of the things that we focus on here at Easton Law is to capture your entire legacy. And that starts with intentional planning through getting to know you, getting to know what's important to you, what your exact family dynamics are, and how everything plays in together in order to create a plan that will meet your specific needs and objectives. And we're definitely not a one-size-fits-all document drafting firm where you show up, fill out a questionnaire, and sign a set of documents. That is not how we operate at all. It's more about ensuring that you do have that plan that's going to work for you in the best way to meet your objectives when that time comes. And the next part of that is ensuring that you are also passing down your personal wealth. And because not everything is about dollars and cents, there's a lot of wisdom that you have that should be passed down. And, I think back on my relatives who have passed and things that I would have liked to ask them. I realize now, looking back, having been in this line of work, running my firm now for 4 years, the more I think about this, the more I realize how I just kind of missed out a little bit on just being curious about their stories and just letting them talk. That's actually just one of my favorite things about meeting with some of my older clients, is just listening to their amazing stories. Even if they're small. One of the ones about my grandma that always sticks in my head is about her and a friend of hers sneaking out to go dancing one night. But those are the things that people remember about you. And when you're being very intentional about where your physical assets and your dollars go, it also makes sense to be intentional about where your personal capital goes and tracking that. So on Mondays, I like to bring you something to think about. I think as the week goes on, it's really easy to get sucked up in just the swing of everything, and before you know it, it's the weekend again, and where has another weekend gone? And if we can take a moment on Mondays or at the beginning of our week to remember to be intentional, take a moment to slow down just then. It might end up coming a little bit easier as the rest of the week goes to take those extra moments because you did it particularly with me today or on your own early in the week. So I've got 3 questions for you today, and then we're going to spend just 2 minutes thinking about each, meditating on that, and nothing in particular other than sitting and breathing. If you are driving, please keep your eyes open. Despite anything else, any other guidance I give as we're going through this. And if you're at home, be sure to go ahead and find a comfortable spot where you can sit. And even while you're driving, just adjust a little bit in your chair, in your seat, and get kind of the wiggles out. Shake your shoulders a little bit, move them around, kind of do a seated cat-cow where you round your back and arch your back. Move your neck around, circle it around slowly, lean it from side to side, shrug your shoulders up, down, up, down, forward and back with your arms. All right. Wiggle your fingers, your hands, your toes, your feet, ankles, wrists. Shake it all out. And let's take a couple of deep breaths. Ready, everybody? In. And then out. Big sigh out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Sigh it out. Okay. So I want you to think now about where you are from. I'll go ahead and start our 2-minute counter. So thinking about where you're from, did you grow up in a small town or a big city or somewhere in between? Do you think your hometown had any effect on the person you grew up to be? So just sit with those questions for another 1.5 minutes with me. Bring it back. I hope you had some good thoughts on that. And now for question 2. Do you feel that one person can really make a difference in not only their community, but the world? And if so, how? Take another couple deep breaths. And then think about these couple of questions. Again, do you feel that one person can really make a difference in not only their community, but the world? And if so, how? everyone. And our third and last question. Take a couple good deep breaths. And our last question to think on today is about finances. So what value does money have to you? And what are your greatest financial worries or fears? Take a minute and a half with that, and I'll be back with you in a few. And wiggle your fingers and toes, move your wrists around, roll your ankles if you can, and roll your neck and head. I should have told you at the beginning, but if you have a journal, I definitely recommend that. And on Mondays from here on out, or anytime you're listening to this podcast or this recording, my Monday recording of the podcast, bring a journal along with you so you can think about some of these questions and start to consider more of how you would like to leave your own legacy of your life. And so, yeah, well, I hope you got some good thinking in, or at least just a few good breaths. That was about, 6 minutes. We're now about 14 minutes in to the podcast. So you had a little bit of time to yourself, I hope. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow and, for the rest of the week and for another 300 days or so. However much. Thanks so much for being here. Keep me accountable to posting an episode every day for a year. And like I said, just under 300 left. Over 300, just over 300 left to do. And yeah, it's super exciting. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. So thanks so much. And this has been Family Wealth and Other Musings. And I'm your host, Becky Easton. Have a great day.